Our service will begin in just a few moments. We appreciate our viewers participating in the online discussion taking place on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Unity of Kona. Feel free to share this link with your friends on your timeline. Thank you.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. Ho mai ika iki mai luna mai ona mea huna no awe mele ho mai ho mai ho mai ho mai ika iki mai luna mai ona mea huna no awe mele ho mai ho mai ho mai ho mai ka iki mai luna mai ona mea huna no awe mele Hele hoi akala o Malka o Kona. Hele hoi o Makai, wherever you come from. Welcome, Unity Church of Kona, here in beautiful Kailua, Kona, Hawaii. What an honor it is to be here with you all this morning on a beautiful Sunday morning. And as we start with prayer, the AOMI prayer chant, asking the Great Spirit above for the wisdom and the blessings of the day. And as we follow with prayer, we know that God's perfect order is unfolding through me and every circumstance of my life with ease and grace. Divine order manifests by blessing me, lifting me, and bringing forth good. Spirit moves through my body to harmonize, to heal, and to strengthen me. Spirit moves through my heart to uplift, to cleanse, and to purify me. Spirit moves through my life to guide, to prosper, to satisfy, and to bless me. Spirit moves through my thoughts to collect them in spiritual order and strength, revealing my true purpose and clarity, my vision. The perfection of God directs my every thought and activity, and so it is, and all is well. Thank you, God. Amen. And as we beautiful start on a Sunday with prayer, we'd like to do our vision statement and our mission statement. And so if you'd like to please stand, we'll do our affirmation with this. So the vision statement on the board all together: a world family of oneness, peace, and love. Mission: to inspire spiritual growth, service through active practice of love, prayer, faith, joy, and harmonize everyone as a child of God. And so that is. The affirmation for the month is the word love. So let's do this together. I am a radiating center of love. And so it is. And if I get my singers on board while we're all standing together, we'll do Faith Rivera's opening song, Stand Together. All right, my guys. Welcome, Vince. Morning. Morning. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Something great is happening, love is taking hold, and it won't let it go of us now. Something here is calling us forward, upward motion. We're drops in one ocean, roll on. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. The dream of the highest calling, be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference, let's stand together. Share gifts for the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness, let's stand together now. Every day's a chance you can do something amazing. Feel your passion blazing and shine. Paint with every vision and dance in new directions. Explode to new heights in your mind. I will rise up with you today. Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of our highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share gifts for the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Ooh, oh, oh. Mm-hmm. One dream, one voice, one heart, one world, one dream, one voice, one heart, one world.
Stand together.
One dream,
Stand.
one voice,
Stand.
one heart,
Stand.
one world.
Stand together.
Live a dream of the highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share gifts for the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now.
Woohoo! And while we're all standing, just reach over and say hi to everybody in the sanctuary. Aloha, everyone. And if you're joining us online, please leave a comment in the comment section there on the Facebook Live so that we can formally greet all our guests and visitors, no matter where you are, as we always like to do, with a great big aloha and God bless you. Thank you, everyone, for being here this Sunday morning. And as we get started with just a couple of announcements, first and foremost, we are a prayer ministry. So the You Pray app can be downloaded, iPhone, Android. And with that app, it makes a world of difference in our lives. You can submit your prayer request directly to Silent Unity, and if you choose, receive a response. And they also have many affirmations and meditations. Or you can also call the church at the phone number here, 808-322-0885. Prayer support's always available. And so if we don't get right back, answer the phone, leave a message, we'll pray with you. And we'll send these prayers on to Silent Unity. There's also a prayer request box in the back of the sanctuary. Fill out the little prayer request form, slap it in that box. We'll pray over them here and then send them again on to Silent Unity. And as we all know, prayer works in our lives. Let's utilize these tools of power of prayer. So it is. Just a couple more announcements as we get into the service this morning. The team member of the month, congratulations again, Kealoha Sigiyama. Kealoha. Mahalo, Kealoha. Thank you for your willingness to serve and being a vital inspiration, bright light, bringing peace and happiness to all who attend services here in person, along with the countless people who experience your teaching wisdom online. We are honored to have you here at the Unity of Kona. We love you so much, Kealoha. Thank you so much. And there was just a write-up in the local paper, Kohala Church, Kohala, on the north side of the island, mentioning the local legends that win 2 film awards, because we did the film showing here at the sanctuary. Kealoha, myself, and Laurel Adler produced the film, so we are really grateful for the film production, Paradise Unfound. And so you can find that on Vimeo if you're looking for it, or ask the church to send you a link. We can take care of that for you. And so I also have to mention it's the annual membership renewal time. So please remember to remain active as a membership rights as we come into voting for the new board of directors, trustees coming up next Sunday. Next Sunday already? The 27th, yeah. Yeah, and so please get those renewal cards back to us. With no current membership renewal card on file, then you're not allowed to vote on February 27th. And so that person will be inactive and cannot serve on the board of trustees and vote. So please fill out these membership cards and have them sent to us. You can do it email or USPS. Those members that are mailing addresses on file, we've sent out the forms, and so kindly return them before the 25th at the absolute latest to be able to vote. Let's see. We apologize for the delay of getting the yearly tithing records out. 2021 taxes, they will be mailed out by the end of the month. And with that, I think please join us for the Facebook Live. Tonight we have the board meeting coming in immediately after the service. Everyone's welcome to join us for the board meeting. The Zoom link is going to be provided on the Facebook page at the end of the service in the comments section. And now I've asked Glenna to come up and do our daily word. So welcome, Glenna, please.
Good morning. And the way I do it when I have the chance to do the opportunity to do the daily word is I will give you the word for the day, and then we will affirm together, and then I'll read the message, and then we'll end with the affirmation. The word today is inspiration. The affirmation: I am grateful to those who inspire me. I admire and respect the sacred calling and work of innovative and groundbreaking thinkers and leaders. The work they have done to forge new paths and lead humanity in new directions inspires me. I've heard inspiration described as the breath of God, an inner quickening. This quickening is mine as I forge new paths and boldly journey forward, creating my life anew. To keep divine inspiration flowing, I make time to rest in contemplative stillness. I begin each day with a prayer for a receptive mind and heart. I pray for the courage and clarity to release my rigid expectations. I live in a state of gratitude for the inspiration that flows from God and the opportunity to share it. The scripture is from Genesis, the 2nd chapter, the 7th verse. Then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. And the affirmation one more time: I am grateful to those who inspire me.
So it is. Thank you, Glenna. Thank you so much, Glenna. I really appreciate you coming up here and doing this for us, being part of our daily service here. Now is the time to visualize our sanctuary, and so get comfortable in your seats as we close your eyes, if that feels comfortable to you, and visualize the sanctuary as well as the sanctuary of your soul. Feel the loving energy of those around you, flowing in and through you. See that loving energy flowing around every person, every being on this earth and in this world. And if you know of anyone in your life or in this world in need of prayer, see them in the center of this place, this most beautiful heart, as we say together our prayer for protection. For the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And so it is. And as we like to start with a little music in the morning, we got Neil Barnett coming in this morning to share some of his tunes with us. So thank you, Neil, for joining us. My pleasure.
Good morning. So I woke up today. I thought, well, I always loved this song, and I've never, ever played it before. But I do like it. It's a song called Somebody Bigger Than You and I. volume, I think. Who made the mountains? Who made the trees? Who made the river flow to the sea? And who puts the moon in the starry sky? Somebody bigger than you and I. Who made the flowers bloom in the spring? Who writes a song for the robin to sing? And who sends the rain when the earth is dry? Somebody bigger than you and I. He lights the way when the road is dark. He keeps you company, and with his light to guide you, he walks beside you, just like he walked with me. When I'm weary, filled with despair, who gives me courage to go on from there? And who gives me faith when they'll never die? Somebody bigger than you and I. Who makes the mountains? Who made the trees? Who made the river flow to the sea? And who puts the moon in the starry sky? Somebody bigger than you and I. Who made the flowers bloom in the spring? Who writes the song for the robin to sing? And who sends the rain when the earth is dry? Somebody bigger than you and I. He lights the way when the road is dark. He keeps you company, and with his light to guide you, he walks beside you, just like he walks with me. When I'm weary, filled with despair, who gives me courage to go on from there? And who gives the faith when we'll never die? Somebody bigger than you and I. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Neil. We really appreciate your music. It was wonderful. And now is the time in our service where we introduce our speaker, Reverend Sophia Falke, coming from Henderson, Nevada. And so she's now minister of record. And so she has the ministry called Embracing Greatness and working here at Unity of Kona. We are so grateful to welcome Reverend Sophia Falke. Aloha, Reverend.
Aloha. Good to see you. And I can see you. You know, Patrick has a spy camera sitting right next to him. So Hi, Kayla. I love the lay. Very pretty. Yes, yes. Good to see you all. Oh my goodness. Well, this morning we're focusing our meditation on the welcoming prayer that was written by Father Thomas Keating. And if it resonates with you, you'll find it on the Unity of Kona Facebook page. I posted it this morning. So let's take a moment and go within, closing our outer eyes so that we can see better with our inner eyes. And our focus today is, would it be all right if life got easier? And this welcome prayer will get us in that space where we can open those inner eyes and see more clearly. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I welcome everything that comes to me today because I know it's for my healing. I welcome everything that comes to me today because I know it's for my healing. Allow those words to sink in. Everything that comes to you is there for your healing. Welcome. I welcome all thoughts, feelings, emotions, persons, situations, and conditions. Again, I welcome all thoughts, feelings, emotions, persons, situations, and conditions. What's going on in your life right now? How would it feel to welcome everything that's happening? I let go of my desire for power and control. I let go of my desire for power and control. Are we ever in control of anything? Let us welcome all things. I let go of my desire for affection, esteem, approval, and pleasure. I let go of my desire for affection, esteem, approval, and pleasure. Letting go, letting God, welcoming all things. I let go of my desire for survival and security. What would it be like to know that in all things you are safe and secure? I let go of my desire to change any situation, condition, person, or myself. I let go of my desire to change any situation, condition, person, or myself. What would it be like to accept everyone, every person, every situation, yourself. Accept all as they are. And finally, I open to the love and presence of God and God's action within. I open to the love and presence of God and God's action within. Imagine as you welcome every person, every situation, every emotion, as you welcome who you truly are, and open to the love and presence of God and God's action within. Then you know, in all things, that all is well. And so it is. Amen. So, welcome back. And today, my question for you is very simply, would it be all right if life got easier?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Do you know you are the first group? So, I just blown away that has ever immediately answered that question with such vigor and conviction. Congratulations. Yay! Woo, woo. You know, a lot of people are uncomfortable answering that question with a firm yes. It's as if they believe that life should be a struggle. And if you're not struggling, there's something wrong with you because life is supposed to be hard. Do you ever catch yourself thinking something's wrong here? This is too easy? Huh? Come on, be honest. Sometimes, though, it can't be this easy. Or perhaps you snap to judgment when something goes awry, thinking how awful it is and how it will cause you suffering. That ever happened? Yeah? Mm-hmm. And if it's not you, because I know you are perfection, I'm sure you know someone who focuses on what could go wrong versus on what could go right. We all have them in our lives. Well, there's a Taoist story of an old farmer who had worked his crops for many years. One day his horse ran away. Upon hearing the news, his neighbors came to visit and they said, "Oh, such bad luck. You must be so sad." "Maybe," the farmer replied. The next morning, the horse returned, bringing with it 2 other wild horses. "How wonderful," the neighbors exclaimed. "Not only did your horse return, but you received 2 more. What great fortune you have." "Maybe," answered the farmer. The following day, his son tried to ride one of the untamed horses, was thrown off and broke his leg. The neighbors again came to offer their sympathy on his misfortune. "Now your son cannot help you with your farming," they said. "What terrible luck you have." "Maybe," replied the old farmer. The following week, military officials came to the village to conscript young men into the army. Seeing that the son's leg was broken, they passed him by. The neighbors congratulated the farmer on how well things had turned out. "Such great news! You must be so happy." The farmer smiled to himself and once again said, maybe. So what's happening here? Is the farmer detached from reality? Does he simply not care? Or does he have an understanding of the pitfalls of making hasty judgments like his neighbors did? Transformational leader Mary Morrissey tells the story of how she and her husband attended a worship service where the speaker said, if something happens that you think is bad, hold off judgments for 3 days. And if after 3 days the situation doesn't get any better, then you can think about worrying. Now, this was when Mary was in her early days, and she heard that message and she thought it was ridiculous. I mean, how could you wait to worry if something bad happens? Of course you should worry. And a couple of days later, her husband came home and announced that his company had done a massive layoff, and he was one of the people who lost his job. Immediately, Mary started thinking about all the dire impact her husband's losing his job would have on the family, and that she might even have to drop out of college. And then she remembered what the speaker had said. If something happens you think is bad, wait 3 days before you start worrying. So she and her husband made an agreement that they would keep an open mind to possibilities. Her husband started to write down what he would like in a new job. His list included more pay, working fewer hours, and finding a job closer to home because he had a long commute. Mary initially thought it would be silly to expect to be paid more money for working fewer hours, but she was supportive of her husband's vision and kept her promise not to worry for 3 days. Now, her husband didn't just talk about what he wanted, he took action and spent the next 2 days knocking on doors. At the end of the second day, he returned home elated. He had found a job where he was going to be paid more money than the one he got laid off from, would work fewer hours, and the job was so close he could ride his bicycle to work every day. Do you think he would have had the same outcome if he had succumbed to worry and fear when he was laid off? No, he wouldn't have. He and Mary had a choice: judge life as hard or do something to make life easier. Would you like to hear a formula for making life easier? Okay. Well, in her book, The Energy of Money, Dr. Maria Nemeth offers you just such a formula. It's very simple. It includes look, see, tell the truth, and take authentic action. What does that mean? Well, first, look. That means focus your attention on the issue or circumstance you want to address. For example, if you want to improve your financial situation, take a look at how you spend every penny of your money and see if there are areas where you might be leaking money. If you start your day with, say, $20 in your wallet, do you arrive back home at the end of the day with just $3 and have no idea where the other $17 went? Ever get unconscious that way? Sometimes it happens to me, I know. So that might be something to look at, but so you identified a circumstance, right? In this case, it's where did the money go? Next step is see. And by see, Maria means to notice, to examine, or to discern. Now, when you looked, you were able to discern that there is an area of your life you want to examine more closely. And if you're like me, there are a few areas that you might want to look at. So continuing with the money example, do you discover that your daily return includes buying coffee and a muffin and later snacks out of a vending machine without even thinking? It's such an unconscious habit that you never noticed that you were doing it until you started looking. And once you looked, you began to see where you were leaking money. And you can more closely examine the situation by taking the next step. So you saw the situation, you took a close look at it to see what was going on. Well, the next step is tell the truth. And in moving from looking to telling the truth, you have the opportunity to be honest. And by honest, I mean being candid, frank, or sincere about your experience and the feelings that arise. Okay? Does anybody else get nervous when someone says, to be honest with you? Do you cringe a little bit? Because you know that something's going to come out that's through their filters of the world? And in the case of leaking money, being honest might bring up feelings of frustration, embarrassment, or anger. You might judge yourself harshly with thoughts, oh, how could I be so stupid? No wonder I'm always broke. Why am I so weak? I think we all have self-deprecating thoughts like that every once in a while. The good thing about being honest is it helps you notice the filters through which you view the world. Because we all have filters. Sometimes, we're looking at life through a green lens, and other times we're looking at life through a red lens. So what's your lens? What's your filter? So being honest helps you uncover that. And in being honest, you open the way for the truth. Truth is the accurate fact or reality of what is so. Just the facts. And they're measurable and objective, without embellishment by your judgments or feelings. And we probably, have you noticed, like I have, the political climate and all the conversations about vaccinations and everything that's going on right now? There's a lot of honesty going on. People are having an experience through their feelings, their emotions. What would it be like if we could look at the facts, the actual measurable facts, the ones that are objective? A little different example here. Say you're in a hurry one morning because you got out of bed at 8 o'clock instead of 7. Usually you're on the road by 8, but because you got up late, you didn't get out of the driveway until 8:30. So you could still make it to work on time. And it's important this morning that you get to work on time because you have a 9 o'clock meeting with your boss. But there's heavy traffic, and you become frustrated with the other drivers for going too slow, and angry because you seem to catch all the red lights. You arrive at work 15 minutes late. And you rush into your boss's office, apologizing for being late and saying, I'm so sorry. You wouldn't believe the traffic. It seemed like everyone and his mother was on the road, and they drove so slowly. And you wouldn't you know it, I caught every red light. And if you were telling the story at the water cooler later on, a coworker might say, oh, that's terrible. You poor thing. But is that being honest or telling the truth? Which is it? The honesty or telling the truth? Did I hear honest? Or you don't want to answer because you get it wrong. Okay, the question is, were you late because of the traffic, slow drivers, and red lights? No. Exactly. You didn't start early enough. See, telling the truth is, I got up at 8 a.m. instead of 7, and I left the house a half hour later than I usually do. Yeah, Jesus said, the truth shall set you free. But very often the truth can make you feel uncomfortable and make you feel embarrassed, foolish, or angry. Never happened? I know it happens to me. Every now and then I do something and it's like, whoa. But when I tell the truth, it gives me breathing room. So telling the truth to yourself and to others should be accompanied with a healthy dose of self-compassion and a great sense of humor. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes, the conversation might be, I did that? Oy, I did that. Oh, stupid. That's honesty. And honesty includes feelings, judgments, justifications, and blaming. All of those showed up in the late to work example I gave. Feeling frustrated, making judgments about the traffic and stoplights, and justifying your lateness by blaming others. All right, so that was the honesty. But telling the truth, again, gives you room for breathing. I got up at 8 a.m. instead of 7 and left the house a half hour later than I normally do. A lot less words and a lot less emotion. Do you see that? See the difference? Yes, no? I'm looking at you. Nod your head. Okay, good. I want to make sure you're still breathing. All right. Like I said, I've got a spy camera there, So telling the truth then leads to the last step. Take authentic action. Now that you are aware of your habits, both habits that support your success and those that stand in the way of living the life you love, you can take authentic action. You looked at what was going on. You saw or examined what you discovered by looking. You felt the feelings by being honest. Then you told the truth. And because you took these brave steps, you have an opportunity to do something different. In the case, let's go back to leaking money. Say you discovered that you spend $100 a month on coffee and snacks. Perhaps an authentic action is to set up a budget where you allocate $40 a month to buying coffee and snacks once a week when you're out and about, and make it a special treat for yourself. And then on the other days, you brew your own coffee and you make healthy snacks to take with you when you go out. And you take that $60 that you've saved and you put it into a special savings account toward, a vacation, investments, a Christmas account, or that new couch you've been wanting. So getting back to my original question, would it be all right if life got easier? Yes. All right. And would it be all right if it were as simple as look, see, tell the truth, and take authentic action? Would that be all right? Yeah. Well, since that's what I heard, are you willing to take those 4 steps in the areas of your life where you're experiencing any discomfort or stress? Oh, ooh, I like that. Oh, maybe. You know, if it's if it's your physical health, are you willing to look, see, tell the truth, and take authentic action with regard to your eating, drinking, and exercise? Yeah. If it's your spiritual, now we're getting uncomfortable. Okay. Yeah, you're not having me back anytime soon, are you? Okay, and if it's your spiritual health, are you willing to look, see, tell the truth, and take authentic action regarding your meditation and prayer practices, your study time, your worship experience, and so on? Oh, that one's easier. Okay. And if it's your relationships, are you willing to look, see, tell the truth, and take authentic action regarding what you say and do, who you associate with, and what judgments you hold? Okay. So you get the picture. Whatever area of your life where you're feeling some discomfort or where you want to see a shift or change, are you willing to take those steps? Now you have the power. That's what's so beautiful. You have the power to choose how you view things. Is life hard or is it easy? Do you find yourself paddling against the current, or do you row gently down the stream? Is life hard because of conditions out there, or is it easy because of conditions in here? Remember the farmer who refused to buy into his neighbor's judgments. Remember Mary's story. Wait 3 days before you worry. Remember the resurrection story. Jesus was crucified, dead, and buried, and on the third day rose again. And remember the welcoming prayer, which I posted on your Facebook page. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I welcome everything that comes to me today because I know it's for my healing. I welcome all thoughts, feelings, emotions, persons, situations, and conditions. I let go of my desire for power and control. I let go of my desire for affection, esteem, approval, and pleasure. I let go of my desire for survival and security. I let go of my desire to change any situation, condition, person, or myself. I open to the love and presence of God and God's action within. And all together, let's say, and so it is. And so it is. All right. Mahalo.
Mahalo. Thank you so very much, Reverend Sophia. We are so grateful for you coming here, sharing your wisdom and your moments with us. And so it's like you come from your heart, but it's like so hard to make these choices. We know what our better good is, but sometimes it's a little difficult to make that step. So welcome the changes that come into life. You can't control it all, but you can sure control your attitude about what happens. So with this, it's time to offer your tithes and offerings. So at this moment, please gather your tithes and offerings and hold them in your hands as we do our offertory prayer. And so on the board. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am abundantly grateful, prosperous in every way, and so it is. And now we have a little more music coming in from Neil Barnett. Thank you, Neil. There are many ways in which you can make your tithes and offerings and donations now coming up on the board. So we are abundantly grateful for all your activities here in the church. Thank you, everyone.
Here's one of my favorite songs of all time. I'm getting better at playing it. Technology. I don't read lyrics when I play live normally, but these songs are pretty special, so you got to do your best job on it. So. It isn't blue suede shoes, which I love, of course. Oh, no, that's not it. Please forgive me, I'll be right there. Ah, that looks like it. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, please. Oh, I really have to get this correct. I can't. I'd like to, oh, please. Oh, thank you. The one I usually use is, all right, maybe it's this one. Well, this could work. You'll never walk alone. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Thank you so much. Lovely song.
Thank you so very much, Neil. And no, we never do walk alone. So what a beautiful song for that moment there. And now it's time to bless our offertory, our blessings, our offertory blessings. And so we know that through Spirit, we do know that as we give, so shall we receive. And then we now dedicate and consecrate these gifts to do your will and your work in this ministry, in our lives, in our community. And so it is. Amen. Well, today we'll hold each other in our hearts as we get ready for our closing songs. Let there be peace on earth and aloha oi. And in closing, I'd like to ask everybody to join us back next week. Feel free to tell your friends and family about the Facebook event, and the service will remain viewable on the Facebook Live, YouTube, as well as Twitch. Next Sunday guest speaker is Craig Villarubia, and his topic is Love's Presence is Everywhere. Join us for the talk on how to remove blocks and experience love's presence in our everyday existence. Music next week will be Larry Sire. So don't forget to join us for the board meeting immediately after the service today. All are invited. The Zoom link is now posted on the Facebook page in the comments section as we get ready to close our service. You will need to be admitted one at a time. So for our closing songs, let's get some singers on board. Please, everybody, please stand and make a big circle if you'd like. Join us at home if you'd like to stand with us and sing out with us. We'd love to have you join us. All right. There, he's got it. We'll give you a minute, Don. Not a problem. Dun, dun,
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And as we hold these thoughts and prayers in our lives and try to make them all work, remember, one step at a time is all we can do. So grow as we move. Thank you. Aloha oi.
Aloha oi, aloha oi, eke ona ona no ikalipo. One fond embrace, aoyayao, until we meet again.
Hui ho, aloha. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here today. We'll see you next week and the board meeting, maybe, if you join us. Do you want to give us another tune here, Neil?
Yeah, I need you to rock out. I need you to rock out on the drum.
Okay, I can rock that. I'll rock the drum for you.
Oh, we'll use the guitar strap. Oh, no need. I know all the words. Oh, okay. This one's easy. There's a long black train coming down the line, feeding off the souls that are lost and crying. There is redemption and there's peace the same. It's burning your ticket to that long black train. You can look to the heavens, you can look to the sky. You can find redemption staring back into your eyes. There is redemption and there's peace the same. Burning your ticket to the long black train. 'Cause there's victory in the Lord, I say. Victory in the Lord. Cling to the Father and His holy name. Don't go riding on the long black train. There's an engineer on that long black train, making you wonder if the ride is worth the pain. He's just waiting on your heart to say, let me ride on the long black train. 'Cause there's victory in the Lord, I say. Victory in the Lord. Cling to the Father and His holy name. Don't go riding on the long black train. Well, I can hear the whistle from a mile away. It sounds so good, but I must stay away. That train is a beauty, making everybody stare. But its only destination is the middle of nowhere. 'Cause there's victory in the Lord, I say. Victory in the Lord. Cling to the Father and His holy name. Don't go riding on the long black train. Cling to the Father and His holy name. Don't go riding on the long black train. Watch out, brother, for the long black train. That devil's driving the long black train. Thank you so much.